Hello, and welcome to episode 195 of Daryl Show Your Work. In this episode, I'm going to be preventing a DHCP attack using Suricata and Wazuh. But before I get started, I wanted to remind everyone of INE's current promotion. They're running a pre-sale, all right, on their new AIS security specialist certification. So it comes in a bundle. All right, and what you get in the bundle, you get discounted and exclusive access to the related learning path of the new certification. You get discounted and exclusive access to the exam voucher, and then also you get a premium access, 3 months of premium access to the full learning library of cybersecurity learning, which ranges from red teaming, penetration testing, and different variations of it. You have mobile pen testing, web application pen testing, junior level pen testing, senior level pen testing, so on and so on the blue side. You have incident response, digital forensics, system administration, and so on and so on. All right. So to take advantage of this limited time deal, it runs until June 22nd. Go to get.ine.com/Daryl. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see the bundle and make sure you purchase. And again, you will not be disappointed with the hands-on skills that you'll walk away from that's high in demand in today's growing cybersecurity industry from tons of employers. All right, so getting started here. All right, so the type of attack that I'm going to be preventing in this video is something called a DHCP starvation attack, and this occurs when a malicious actor floods a DHCP server with many DHCP Discover packets with spoof MAC addresses and exhausts all the available IP addresses. After a successful DHCP a starvation attack, a DHCP server cannot offer IP addresses to its clients. So this is another variation of a DDoS attack affecting the availability of a system, and critically, this affects the ability for an enterprise or any sort of network to be able to assign IP addresses to their workstations, and their ability to be able to reach the internet. All right, so the first thing that I need to do here, I'm going to be working with suricata to start out, and I'm going to be creating a detection rule. All right, so in order to create that, I'm going to use my trusty text editor here, Nano. All right, let me do sudo nano since I am a regular user. All right, and then the directory that this file is going to be in is etc suricata rules. All right, and the name of this rules file is going to be local.rules. All right, so let me give it my password here. Let me see. All right. All right. Now that I'm in the actual rules file, then I think I have this rule written down. Do I? Yes, I do. All right, so let's copy this rule. Well, you know what? No, I'm sorry. No, the rule is just here. This portion. All right, minimize that. Let's paste that in here. All right, I have a description here already in here, but I mean, I'll read it to you. It says this rule generates an alert with the same source IP. When the same source IP sends a 100 DHCP Discover packets in 5 minutes to a DHCP server. All right, so this is what's going to generate that alert. All right, that too many DHCP packets are being generated within this certain threshold window, which is set to 5 minutes. All right, now that I have that rule created, I'm gonna exit, Ctrl X, and then Y to save. All right, and so the next thing that I want to do is I want to test this new configuration. All right, so I'm gonna do sudo suricata capital T minus C, and then I'm going to use a YAML script to do this. All right, so let's test this out. So it's running suricata in test mode right now. Okay, it didn't like something. So rule 54. Okay. Okay, so let's see. What didn't it like here? Let's go back in. And let's look at this. 4 NE67 message. Looks like a quote is missing here somewhere. There we go. Found the problem. Okay. All right, it's not. Yeah, this quote is missing. Okay. I think that should be. Let me see. Packets. Oh, and then we have quite a bit is wrong with this line. Let me see. All right. Put separate that with a semicolon, and then I need to specify the the SID, SID. Specify that as 11, and then separate that again. Okay, that should fix it. Making sure there's no other errors here. All right, so let's try this again, okay? Control X, Y. All right, let's test this again. All right, we gotten a little further. All right, so it looked like it's telling me that the rule successfully loaded. Just waiting for this to finish here. All right, so we can see that the message here says configuration provided was successfully loaded, exiting. All right, so that lets me know that I configured that correctly. All right, so the next thing that I need to do is actually configure the Wazuh agent. All right, so I'm going to configure the agent to start collecting these suricata logs in JSON format. All right, so to do that, I'm gonna um, I'm gonna modify the configuration agent, the configuration file for the Wazuh agent. So I'm gonna say sudo nano var ossec etc ossec.config. All right, so I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom of this configuration file here, and I'm gonna add a new. Well, let me see. I don't want to go below here. I want to stay within the OS set config. All right, and I'm going to paste this. I'm going to paste this configuration item here. All right. So again, what this is going to do. So this is going to This is the Wazuh configuration, the Wazuh agent configuration file. This is going to enable the agent to read the suricata logs that are generated when it finds these access DHCP packets within 5 minutes. All right, so do Ctrl X, Y to save. All right, and now for these changes to take effect, of course, like I've done in previous videos, I'm going to have to restart the Wazuh agent here. All right, so to do so, I'm going to say sudo system control restart Wazuh agent dash agent. All right. All right, so integrating JSON logs in Wazuh is important because they contain real-time alerts from Suricata about potential network threats. All right. Now I need to actually start configuring the Wazuh server, and on that side, that's where the Wazuh manager lives. So let's switch over to the Wazuh manager machine. Give me a moment. All right. Open up these look very similar, so hopefully I don't get myself confused as far as where I am. All right, let's see. Let's change the font here to 20 so everyone can see what's going on. All right. All right. So again, so I'm going to open the Wazuh managers configuration file now. All right, and I'm going to start. I'm going to add some. I'm going to add a rule here that's going to basically to be able to allow it to be able to detect the DHCP starvation attacks. All right. So again, using Nano, the text editor, and it is in the same similar directory var ossec etc, and then it's going to be local underscore rules in an XML file since it's machine readable. All right, so I think it's the same password. Let me see here. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, now that I'm inside of there, all right, let's go where I have this pasted. All right, so I'm going to add this configuration item in there. Probably have to do it like this. There we go. All right, so this rule is going to set it's going to set the alert to level 12, which is high. Okay, we can see that right here on this line. All right, and that's to indicate high severity event requiring attention, such as a denial of service attempt. All right, and that's what we want, and it's going to come with this message saying too many DHCP discover packets, a DHCP starvation attack detected. All right, and then we can see the MITRE TTP ID that it aligns to. All right, so I'm gonna do Control X to exit and Y to save it. All right, and now I need to actually create a suricata rule for data exfiltration. So I'm gonna jump back over to the agent machine. All right, and so going inside of suricata again. Wish I could go back inside the local rules file. All right, so moving down a bit. All right, so see, did I copy this? Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, I got this right here. All right. you didn't want to waste too much time with syntax errors, even though we ran into one doing the putting in the first rule. Wanted to minimize that, minimize the amount of time used on that by writing this out beforehand before filming. So far, it's helped a little bit. All right. So this rule is going to this if this rule generates too many false positives, I can increase the minimum packet size threshold in the D size field. All right, and that's here. All right. So we don't basically this allows me again to kind of minimize the chances of a false positive, and by adjusting this area of the rule, it minimizes the chances of a false positive, or makes it less likely for one to happen. All right, so I'm leaving it there, but that enables me to make that adjustment. All right, so Control X to exit, and Y to save. All right. So then next, I want to be able to test this new configuration again. So I'm going to run that YAML script. Let's see what happens. Hopefully no blunders. All right, that is a good sign right there. All right, it looks like everything's working correctly. All right, so then the next thing that I need to do here, I need to jump back over to the Wazuh manager, and I'm gonna configure that to detect large data transfers. All right, so let's jump back over to that side. All right, so going back into this rules file again. All right, so going down a bit. All right, then I'm gonna add a new rule. All right, and again, so this is a rule written for the Wazuh manager to be able to detect large data transfers. All right, and again, we can see that the alert level here is set to 10, while not quite as high as the DHCP starvation attack alert. It's still considered relatively high, and we can see that the description says potential large outbound data transfer detected, suricata network exfiltration data transfer monitoring. So basically, kind of like a data loss prevention, we want to be able to detect any sort of large amount of data leaving the enterprise here, to try to spot any sort of exfiltration, large data exfiltration. And then we have the MITRE attack framework TTP ID that is aligned to. All right. So if I hit X to exit, and then Y to save it. All right, now let's restart that. And so for all these changes that I've just made to the Wazuh manager, I need to restart it just like I did with the agent in order for these changes to apply and to persist. All right. All right, just waiting for it to fully restart here. All right, there we go. All right, so that brings it to the end of my video. So I'm in this video, I'm not necessarily going to try to generate that traffic that I usually have in the previous videos to try to test these rules, because that's usually a step that I take. So I'm gonna just stop here. I just want to show how to properly configure Suricata and the Wazuh agent, the Wazuh manager, to do this. So what I actually have done here, I've successfully integrated Suricata with Wazuh to detect and aggregate alerts for DHCP starvation attacks and large-scale data exfiltration, enhancing my ability to monitor and respond to insider threats in real time. So please like, subscribe, and share. Most importantly, show your work. And please be sure to check out INE's limited time deal on their new AI security specialist certification, along with 3 months access to their full learning library. Again, you will not be disappointed. All right, until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.